Hello, I'm Hallam-Baker, and this is with regard to my 2009 RSA conference speaking proposal, Trustworthy for 1,000 Years. What this talk is about how do we establish social infrastructures that can have stability and longevity over extended periods of time. The internet's been around for 30 years, which may sound like a long time, but in the course of human history, this is not really very long at all. How do we establish a millennial library, a digital library that we can put conference papers, research journals in and depend upon them being there in 100, 200 years' time? We have a large number of areas where concentrations of power in one area can lead to mutual distrust and things that everybody would like to happen not happening at all. In PKI, the canonical example is privacy enhanced mail. We had this plan to deploy secure email to the whole of the internet. Just couldn't happen. The reason was people just couldn't agree on what the governance structure would be for the apex of the PEM hierarchy. There was just too much concentration of power and the system just collapsed. Just collapsed before it was tried. It wasn't tried and failed. It just couldn't be tried because the risks of success were too great. If it had taken off in its proposed form, the party charged with controlling the root key would have been accountable to no one, and there was no way that parties wanted to allow them to be effectively in control of the internet as a whole. And this isn't the only place where that similar problem arises. Take cell phones. All the advanced phones have a kill switch built into them, and that's leading a lot of people to ask, well, who has control over that kill switch? It needs to be there, or else malware can start calling Moldova and racking up fees for the subscriber. It has to be there, but who's in control? Barcodes. It would be really nice if there was a registry, a central registry, that you would map a barcode onto the product behind it. But trying to get governments to agree to that being brought into existence is really hard, because they're all saying, well, I want to be in control of it. Not because I want to do anything bad, you understand, but I'm afraid that if you're in control of it, you might do something bad. And so what the Quorate Root is about it's about technical measures that help to reduce the concentration of power in such a way that although there are still control structures there and the infrastructure still works as though there was a concentration of power, in practice the interests of the parties charged with administering this route are designed so that none of them have a short-term incentive to defect unless they can persuade everybody else to defect.